You want to check the mic and make sure?
Looking for the best car, SUV, or truck? Guess what? You're in luck.
Hello and welcome to the Frontier Motor Show. This is Iven Streckel, owner of Frontier Motors. And here we go again. I did the show 2 weeks ago and we're going to do another one. We're going to be talking about cars. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the car industry overall, and also a little bit what's going on in our neck of the woods here in Pensacola, and also what sets Frontier Motors apart from the competition. There are over 100 dealers in our area alone. So when you go car shopping, you'll say, which one should I go to? And we are the largest independent car dealership in the area, which means that we have the highest inventory. And what also sets us apart is not just the inventory, but how we do business. There actually is an honest used car dealer in town. Hard to believe, I know. We don't have the best reputation. Used car dealers do not have the best reputation, but that doesn't mean they're all bad. So anyways, here we go. What's new? Well, guess what? The new car shortage is still out there. You see it on the news. You see it everywhere. I see it every morning because I watch probably 3 different channels. I flip all over the place. And this morning, they're talking about the microchip crisis is still there, which means there is a big new car shortage. Well, what does that mean to us at Frontier Motors selling used cars? We're happy. We're happy because now, just so you know, I shouldn't be that elated because if nobody sells a new car, I'm going to be out of business in a short period of time. But they're still selling new cars. They're still building new cars, but the amount of them has just dwindled down to nothing. So the bad thing to you, the individual, you go to the new car dealer's lot, you see a car there where normally maybe they had 300 cars, they've got 70. The problem they have is even if they have the car that you want, they're jacking up the price. Some of them obnoxiously. I saw a Jeep Wrangler the other day, the new V8 Wrangler at auction sell for $11,000 over window sticker. Corvettes, the new Corvettes are still bringing between $10,000 and $20,000 over the original window sticker. Just a regular old car, I don't care if it's a Mazda or a Kia or a Toyota, is selling for window sticker or above. So this is what it means to you, is that there's no such thing as a deal. The rebates have all but dwindled away to nothing. Was nothing to get a $3,000 rebate a couple years ago. Right now the rebates are just about nothing, if there's any at all. And there's no change in the foreseeable future. They're talking about another 6 to 8 months of this. So one of the things that I urge you to do, if you weren't going to do this originally, is the gap might be pretty large between new and used. And the way I always urge everybody to get a price, it gets very confusing. People hate car shopping for a reason. Number one, sometimes how they get treated. Number two, the pressure that most dealers put on you because they feel they only have one shot at selling you a car. So they do whatever tactic they can think of to sell you a car today. It makes most people feel uncomfortable. We don't do that at Frontier Motors. But the one thing that I always urge a customer to do, and I would urge you to walk away if they don't do this, is get an out-the-door price in writing. Something official looking, like maybe a worksheet or a buyer's order. Doesn't mean you have to sign it and agree to it, but get that in writing. So if you're going to go to 3 or 4 dealerships to look at 3 or 4 different cars, you should have 3 or 4 different out-the-door figures. And the out-the-door figure should include everything for you. The taxes, the dock fee, if there's rust proofing that you're getting. Anything that you want on that car should be on there. The license plate transfer, the new title fee, the tire tax, the battery tax, if they so charge these fees. Some dealerships now are charging a title processing fee because the motor vehicle department is making dealers jump through hoops just to get that car titled for you. If you don't know it, by the way, you can't title your own car if you're buying from a car dealership. The car dealership is forced to do the titling for you. So they started charging for that. Anyways, get that out the door figure in writing. We do this with every customer that comes in. I think we started this a couple years after we were open, 25 years ago. I said, let's make it easy for people. Let's not do this like hit them high and fight them. You know how that is? You know, they give you, and then you're walking out the door, and well, if I do this, what if I do this? Why not treat everybody the same? Treat everybody fairly. Let the people know that you're going to make money when you sell them something, but you're not going to rip them off. And you give them a fair deal. And the way that I can do this and advertise it, because I've got a program on my computer that tells me what the competition has in our area, and also what they're selling that vehicle for. And if there's one for less expensive than the one that we have, I'll either throw in the towel and tell you to go buy it, or I'm going to do some research and say, wait a minute, okay, that price is $1,000 less. You're right. But here's why. Our car's got 10,000 less miles on it. Our car is a one-owner car. It's a local car with more warranty left on it. Our car has $2,000 worth of features their car doesn't have. Our car is a better color. There's all kinds of reasons why there might be a price difference from car to car. The number one reason, the number one thing that makes the price difference, which you can't see by looking at pictures, is the thing that people do not think about, and that is condition, condition, condition. You know what they talk about in the real estate business? Well, in the automotive business, it's not location. It's the condition of the car. And when I look at a car at the auction, I can look at a $30,000 car at auction that should sell on the average $30,000, and the lowest one is $25,000, and the most expensive one is $35,000. Why is there a $10,000 difference? Most of it is condition. Some of it can be equipment, some of it can be miles, some of it can be color. A lot of people don't look at the color thing. I always kind of make fun at the color, because there's a difference in pricing in colors. An ugly color is going to be less expensive than a really good looking color. Even the new car manufacturers are now charging for colors. You might get one or two colors at no charge. The rest of them are all $895 all the way up to $1,695. Remember when the pearl color came out? Pearl coat's more expensive. They're charging you $995. There are some manufacturers now that pearl is the standard color and the other colors are more expensive. Don't ask me why. What's new in the car industry? I promised I'd give you a little bit. The new Grand Cherokee L is coming out. We sell a lot of Grand Cherokees. A matter of fact, Grand Cherokees sell like crazy. The number one 3-seat vehicle sold in the nation is a Ford Explorer. Number 2 is a Highlander. Number 3 is a 2-seat Grand Cherokee. Well, guess what? The L model stands for length, which means they're putting a third seat in that car. So now the Grand Cherokee L is coming out, and it's going to be a 3-row entry. Is expected to begin shipping dealerships in a couple of weeks, putting Stellantis on track to achieve its second quarter launch goal for manufacturers, even with the chip shortage. Stellantis, by the way, is Chrysler, Dodge, Fiat. Remember those guys? Well, they merged with Peugeot, and now they're called Stellantis. So when you hear me say Stellantis, don't ask me. It seems like to me like it's a drug company. But anyways, it's not. It's the new Chrysler Corporation. So this new Grand Cherokee L has a base price of $38,000, which doesn't sound that bad when the average new car sold this year is about $40,000. So that's not bad. But that's for a base Laredo. If you go with the top of the line Summit, that's called the Summit Reserve, it's $67,000. Isn't that crazy? So the size is the same, the length is the same, the heaviness is the same, but that vehicle is almost double in price. For what? Leather interior? Probably a bigger motor? Maybe it's 4-wheel drive? Still a lot of just a huge, huge difference. I always kind of snicker when I see a car advertised for a certain price. But when you get there, you don't want that stick shift with no power windows. There's still some manufacturers that make cars without power windows. There's actually still some manufacturers that make cars without air conditioning. Can you believe it? I think a Wrangler still is one of those. Some people buy them up north and they don't really care. But I noticed in Wisconsin yesterday, it was warmer in Wisconsin than it was in Florida. So even in Wisconsin, which I'm from originally, would be I would want air conditioning. So very, very interesting. So the new Grand Cherokee, very exciting that we can put them on our lot. I love when they come out with new cars. I get excited. I have to keep up on them because there's some cars that come out and I go, what is that? I've never even heard of that before. So I get all the publications. I get the automotive news magazines where they talk about what's new and great. I get all the consumers reports. I subscribe to them. I read them from cover to cover. I love when they come out with the car edition. They have 2 car editions per year, and I get all of them, and I keep them here. It tells me about which is the best car, which is the worst car. And here, 2 months ago, they came out with the top the top 10 picks in the different segments. Now, segments would be like a subcompact, a compact, a midsize, a full size, and I'll go through them real quick. Hopefully, I'm not boring you. Now, don't forget, you might not be in the market for a car now, so you're flipping channels, and we're in between the good channel and the bad channel. We're right in the middle, and you're thinking like, I don't need a car. Well, what if somebody broadsides you tomorrow morning, and you hopefully have those side airbags, and you're okay, and your car is totaled, and now you need a car? What if you're driving a 12-year-old car and the motor's ready to kick off? You better pay attention because you might never know when you're going to be in the market for a car. Subcompact SUV is a small SUV. Consumer Report says the Mazda, which they love the Mazda because it is the most reliable brand last year. Can you believe it? They beat out Lexus, they beat out Toyota, they beat out Honda, they beat out Porsche and Audi and BMW. Mazda is the most reliable car sold in the USA. I don't know if you know this or not, but Toyota owns a small portion of Mazda. Number 2 was Subaru. Toyota owns a small portion of Subaru. Number 3 was Toyota. Number 4 was Lexus. So it's kind of cool how Toyota's kind of taken over that a little bit, and I think their engineers must know what the heck they're doing because they do build a reliable car. Small car, Corolla. Now there's other good small cars that they recommend, but they're talking about overall, Corolla. If you're going to get a small car, look at a Corolla. I also like the Sentra. I like the Mazda 3. There's other cars out in the market that I think are really cool cars. Subaru's got a bunch of these cars out there. Billy Anderson runs Anderson Subaru up the road here in Car City, right over that way, about 2 miles. And I always urge you to go to our local dealer, go to Billy, if you're going to need a new Subaru. But if you want to save a little bit of money, I do a really good Subaru business at Frontier Motors. We normally have about 10 on the lot. A lot of them are 2021 models, 2020 models that are competing with the Subaru down the road. So if you're going to buy new, buy there. We don't sell new cars, even though sometimes I'll get cars on the lot that have 15 miles or 20 miles on them. I have to sell them as used because I'm an independent dealer. I don't have a franchise, so it would be illegal for me to classify the cars that are new as new. It's a technical glitch, but I'm telling you, I've got some cars that are just about brand new. Forester, small SUV. Subaru Forester, hybrid, #1 hybrid for the last, I don't know, since I've been in business. Toyota Prius. If you're going to get a hybrid, get a Prius. If you're going to get a midsize sedan, Toyota again. The Camry is one of them to look at. I like Altima. I like the Sonata, Hyundai. I like the Accord. Accord's a bit pricey for being the same car. SUV/wagon is the Subaru Outback. Midsize 3-row SUV is the Kia Telluride. The Hyundai Palisade and the Kia Telluride are hot products. They've been out for 2 years now. I've been waiting to be able to buy one, but they are selling for over list price brand new and close to list price used. So I do not feel they are a bargain yet for me to purchase one. I have been bidding on them at auction. I have yet to own one. And one reason is because they're bringing too much money. I won't put them on the lot if I don't feel it's a fair deal. And right now, I don't think the Kia, and they're recommended, obviously, that's why they're selling like hotcakes. It's a pretty cool car. So now, the ones I do sell a lot of is the midsize SUV. The #1 midsize SUV, according to Consumer Reports, is the RX 350 Lexus. I do a huge Lexus business. I probably sell more used Lexus than the Lexus dealership over in Mobile. And one reason is because people are nervous about buying a Lexus from us because, it used to be years ago that they didn't want to buy a Jaguar from us because there's not a local Jaguar dealer. They got to go to Mobile. Or same thing with the Infiniti. Well, and it was like that with it was never like that with the Lexus because people knew that the Lexus wasn't going to break down. Very rarely do you have a breakdown with a Lexus. They do have roadside assistance, so they'll haul it over to Mobile because that's the closest dealer. But people are not afraid to come in and buy a used Lexus from Frontier Motors because of their great reputation. And the RX is their best model on the midsize SUV. The electric car, the #1 electric car out there, even though they have fit and finish issues, is the Model 3 Tesla, which, by the way, we just purchased the Model 3 with 29,000 miles on. They have a 50,000 mile warranty. It's $10,000 less than a new one. So if you're looking for a Tesla, we do have one in stock. Haven't got a big call for electric cars. Don't know why this big hoopla is going on all over the world that everybody's going electric in the next 10 to 15 years. I think it's a bunch of baloney. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think until they make a better battery pack and get more charging stations or be able to charge one of these cars in 15 minutes or less completely, that the world is going to go purely electric. Matter of fact, my automotive news says that the secret weapon for Toyota is not electric, it's hydrogen. Hydrogen is what Toyota is banking on. They're not saying like Honda and General Motors is talking about, we're going to go all electric in 10 to 15 years. Toyota's not saying that. They're saying there's another way to go. They want zero emissions like everybody else. A lot of the government agencies are pushing zero emissions. Well, how do you get zero emissions right now? Well, one way is to go electric, but there's another way. And they're going to discover the other way. And one of them that Toyota's talking about is and they've got it in production already, not for sale, but they've already made them. Matter of fact, the race car on the cover of Automotive News is a completely hydrogen race car. It's a Corolla. And Mr. Toyota is there's actually a guy, the guy that runs Toyota, his name is Toyota with a D, not a T. It's really funny. What is his name? It's Akio Toyota, Toyoda, Toyota, not Toyota, Toyota. Kind of funny. Anyways, what about when you have a kid that is looking to buy a car? Just turned 17, 16, 18, and they're picking out their own car. And you're thinking like, I'm not sure about that. You might want to help them a little bit. You might want to tell them to read the road report for Consumers Reports. It tells you what certain things in a car cost when they break. So let's say this gentleman or gentle lady is going to be buying a $10,000 car and they pick out a BMW. Well, here it says that on a BMW, if you replace the air conditioner compressor, this happens to be a 750, which is a big car, but I'm sure it's throughout the line. It's $4,453 if you go to a BMW dealership to have the air conditioner compressor replaced. If you have a Ford Escape, it's $537. Might want to consider that when you're buying that used car for the kid. What about a water pump? A Lexus Hybrid, the water pump, costs $2,700. A Ford Escape, $253. Timing belt. You got to have a timing belt on some of these cars. Some cars have chains. Belts have to be done normally between 60 and 100,000 miles. If you go to the auto dealership and have one replaced, it's $1,500. A Ford Escape is $700. So I don't know why they're using a Ford Escape. It must be the least expensive vehicle out there. I urge you, if the kid wants a SUV, go get a Ford Escape because it is the cheapest one to fix. Here's a fuel pump. A fuel pump on a Lexus is $3,700. A fuel pump on a Ford Escape is $700. A starter motor on an Audi is $2,700. On a Mercedes, it's $2,700. On a Ford Escape, it's $300. Suspension or strut on a Porsche is $4,800. On a Ford Escape, it's $500. The least expensive car to fix over a 10-year period of time is a Lincoln. That's shocking to me. Because 10 years ago, I didn't think Lincolns were that reliable. So they're not talking about reliability. You might have a lot of things that break on a Lincoln, but cost-wise, it's the least expensive to fix. Number two is Chrysler. Chrysler is generally, in the past, not been that good of a reliable car. They're ranked on the bottom, but they're least expensive to fix. Ford is number 3. Ram is number 4. Isn't it interesting? Toyota's number 5, Chevrolet. So most of the top 10, as far as the least expensive car to fix, are domestic brands. Isn't that interesting? The imports say they're building a better car, but they're a lot more expensive to fix. So consider that when you're making a purchase. If you're looking at a Toyota and it's $3,000 more than a Ford, for example, the Ford might be a better deal. Because when the Ford breaks, which might be a little bit more often, it's going to cost you a third of what it costs some of the other cars to fix. So very, very interesting. Free Carfax reports, folks. If you're going to buy a used car somewhere, do a history report. Get it checked out. Do a history report. History reports are about $40 to $45. Free at Frontier Motors. And you don't have to be buying one of our cars. Send us the ID number. Text us the ID number. Call us with the ID number. We can run a Carfax report on the spot and also tell you what the average selling price of that car is. Carfax reports are really, really cool. They're becoming more and more reliable. Years ago, sometimes they would have emissions. You know, they would miss some stuff. They're so much better, and there are so many more places that are subscribing to Carfax. So you go to Jiffy Lube, you go to your car dealership, it all shows up when the oil changes were done, if it's been an accident, where the car was born, where the car was raised. Is the car from Alaska? You know, if the car's from Alaska, I'm not telling you to buy it, but everybody knows the roads in Alaska are crappy. They know that you're going to have a lot of weather condition changes there. And so you might want to be a little nervous about the rust conditions of the car and also the suspension condition. So wouldn't it be nice to know that? I say that even if the car's from New Jersey, Philadelphia, New York, Maine, roads up there are awful. I'm from Wisconsin. The roads in Wisconsin are better than in Jersey, but not a lot better. So you want to look, if you're buying an older car, you want to look at suspension, you want to look at rust factors. So keep that in mind when we're talking about Carfax reports for free at Frontier Motors. So you give us the ID number, we run the Carfax report for you, we tell you the average selling price. We tell you also if we have a car like that in stock. So let's say you're buying your neighbor's car, he doesn't have a Carfax report. We run it, hey, it's a clean Carfax report. That guy bought it brand new. It's a 4-year-old car. It looks like it's always been serviced properly, and the average selling price in our area is $20,000. I've got one on the lot for $19,000. How much does he want? Well, he wants $24,000. Well, you use our information to get yourself a better deal. Say, hey, you're way over. This car's good, but you're way over on the price of the car because you called your banker, and the banker says the book's out for 24. Well, Frontier Motors can sell me one of those cars for under 20. So you need to either readjust your price or I'm going to walk over to Frontier. When you come into Frontier Motors, we give you a price list. And this price list is kind of cool because it not only describes the car, it also gives you the mileage. As you know, most odometers are digital, so if the car's not turned on, you don't have a clue how many miles are on. We give you the miles, we give you the book value, and we give you our sale price that's on the internet. So wouldn't that be nice to know? What sets us apart from the competition also when you come in is we give you that out the door price, and we give it to you fast, and we give you a fair price right off the bat. The way we do business is so much different than most car dealerships. Most car dealerships do that, oh, well, what do you want for your car? You know, what do you want your payments to be? We tell you, here is what the price of our car. Here's what we can discount our car. If there's a discount available, we're going to give it to you. Here's what we're appraising your car for. Here's the bottom line. Here's the taxes. Here's the doc fee. Here's the tag transfer. And this is what you got to write the check for, or this is what you got to finance. And we circle it, and we give you a copy of it, and we say, hey, if you're not ready, go up to the other dealer and see what they have to offer. We have a program that tells us what every dealer has in our area. So if you're looking at, let's say you're looking at a Honda Ridgeline, and we happen to have a 21 Honda Ridgeline in stock, it's $39,000. And we give you the outdoor figure after your trade-in. And I can tell you within 500 miles, every Honda Ridgeline out there and what the equipment is, if it's got a clean Carfax report. Let's say it's cheaper than ours, but it's been in a major accident. Let's say it's cheaper than ours, but it's not the safety feature model. It's the base model instead of the one with the leather and the navigation and the blind spot, you know, and things like that. These are all things that make up what I consider a good bottom line. A good bottom line does not necessarily have to be a good price. What I mean by that, let's say our price is $20,000. And there's one in Orlando that is selling for $19,000. Theirs is a better deal, right? Well, not necessarily. If our car's got $3,000 more equipment, especially if it's safety-related equipment, if our car is the color you want, color is the number one reason we lose a deal or make a deal. I don't like that color. I don't like that interior color. Then there's other reasons. Well, the mileage it doesn't have a warranty. The mileage is too high. Then the third thing is the condition of the car. What if the car is dinged up, scratched up, smoked in, the tires are half bald on the inside because they haven't been rotated? These are all things that make up a good/bad bottom line. I pride myself in buying most of the cars for Frontier Motors, and I put the emphasis on buying instead of selling. We've been here for going on 26 years. Most of our customers are referral or repeats. They've already bought a car here. They know how we do business. They don't even argue. We tell them a good price right off the bat, and they say yes or no because they trust that we're not going to rip them off. The other ones that haven't bought here before, they'll take our word for it because we'll tell them what the other dealer has. And when you go shop and you come back because the other dealer's cars are maybe advertised for less, but they're not that nice of a car. It makes it so much easier for us to do business that way and to have that loyal customer base. So we give you that out-the-door price in writing, and we do it fast, so you can go car shopping. And the only way we do that is because we have to have a good price. So I scour the whole South getting that best car. The auction rates the car from 0 to 5. If it's not rated a 4 or above, I don't even look at it. And almost 90% of the cars I buy have to be a 4.5 or above to make the cut. I don't like buying cars that are junky and fixing them up. A lot of dealerships like doing that because even after they fix them up, they're going to have the best price, but they're not going to have the best deal. And I think getting the best deal is not all about price. And especially when you talk about safety-related features. Consumer Reports has in here safety features that are very important. They call them must-haves. In the last one, number 1, automatic emergency braking. Number 2, forward collision warning system. Number 3, blind spot warning. These are things that I always try, when I have a choice of buying the cars with those features on there, I will pay more to get those features because those features will save you or a family member's life. Not enough people ask for those features, so I'm going to just sell them to you and then explain them to how they work and have you see the value in those features. And Consumer Reports is pushing the manufacturers to make these features standard, just like they did with airbag system, side airbags, electronic stability control, anti-lock brakes. Consumer Reports helped make those features standard and save lives like crazy. Ryan's saying I've only got a couple of minutes left. We're on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. If you go to our website, you're going to see 292 cars as of this morning on our website. They all got pictures, not all of them. The ones that just came in will have pictures very shortly. They also have pricing, a copy. I mean, there'll be the show will be on there. So if you have somebody that's in the car market, they want to know about Frontier Motors, you can watch the show on the Frontier Motors website. And there's a place there where you can get your free appraisal. You can contact us for that free Carfax report. You can contact us for replacement value if your car is totaled. You can contact us in case you need a diminished value letter. In other words, if you've been hit and somebody hit your car, you should be made whole because the value of your car is going to be diminished. So I will give you a letter of diminished value that you can take to that insurance company and get reimbursed, because your car is going to be worth less if it's been in a major accident. If it's minor, don't worry about it. But if it's moderate or major, you want to get some extra money for that. And by the way, I talked about that I do buy the cars. Any of the cars that I buy at the auctions in Orlando or Atlanta, I do that. But I've got 4 buyers here at the dealership that would be more than happy to give you a buy bid on your car. Obviously, I'd rather buy a car locally than have to buy one from out of the area. So please bring us your car when you're ready to sell it. Within 15 minutes, we'll cut you a check for that car. Frontier Motors, 230 Beverly Parkway. We got to go now, folks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Auf Wiedersehen.